Hello, I am West Bloomfield Township Supervisor Michelle Economo-Uresti. Joining me today is West Bloomfield Township Assessor Lisa Hobart, Chief Appraiser Dan Sears, and West Bloomfield High School Senior Robert Niehoff. Robert is a high school intern who has been assigned to work in the assessing department this semester and has just recently been accepted to West Point U.S. Military Academy. Our discussion today is about the 2015 Property Assessment Notice. Most Michigan communities are experiencing increases in real estate values. Lisa, what has the housing market been for the 2015 assessment?
The Assessor's Office recently completed an analysis on property values based primarily on sales that have occurred over a 2-year period. Most of our neighborhoods have experienced an increase in their property values. The township is broken down into individual neighborhoods where homes that are similar in style and amenities are grouped together for analyzing purposes. Sales for each of those defined neighborhoods are analyzed to establish the 2015 assessed values. The 2015 assessed values are based on 50% of the true cash value of each individual property.
What sales are included in the analysis?
In analyzing sales, the focus is on those verified sales that have occurred between October 1, 2012 and September 30, 2014. Property values, assessments, are not based on an individual sales price, but rather the usual selling price.
The assessment notice also has an amount identified as taxable value. What is that value and how does it impact property owners?
Taxable value became an important valuation to property owners in Michigan after the constitutional amendment known as Proposal A passed in 1994. Taxable value is a mathematical formula which is based on the preceding year's taxable value increased by the inflation rate multiplier. The inflation rate multiplier is determined by the State Tax Commission, and it's the same number for the entire state, and it's applied to each municipality. The multiplier for 2015 is 1.6%. The 2015 taxable value is the amount on which 2015 property taxes are paid. This year, the West Bloomfield Assessing Department added a boxed area on the assessment notice that actually shows an estimate of either the increase or the decrease in the 2015 summer and winter taxes combined. The estimate is based on the 2014 millage rates or tax rates based upon the school district that your home is physically situated in.
Very good. What other information on this notice should the property owner carefully review?
Well, there's actually 3 areas for their review. The first on the notice provides the 2014 and the 2015 valuations and the amount of change. Second, the document will show if the taxable value was uncapped or increased as a result of a transfer of ownership during 2014. If there was a transfer of ownership, the taxable value and the assessed value would be the same. The third item they should review on the notice will indicate the percentage of the property that's being used as a principal residence. If you own and occupy the property as your principal residence, the percentage should say 100% PRE. The deadline to file a principal residence affidavit is June 1st for the summer tax levy and November 1st for the winter tax levy.
That is certainly important information for the property owners and residents to review. Again, those were 1, the property values, 2, the transfer of ownership information, and 3, the percentage of principal residence exemption. What should a property owner do if they disagree with one of these 3 key areas?
If the property owner is in disagreement with the valuation on the notice, we encourage them to contact the assessor's office for a complete review of their appraisal record card. The property owner may appeal to the March Board of Review, and the March Board of Review dates and times are located on the notice. The meeting dates and times of the March Board of Review are March 3rd from 9 a.m. till 12 noon is the organizational meeting. March 4th from 9 a.m. till noon and again from 2 p.m. till 7 p.m. March 5th, from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m., and again from 3 p.m. till 8 p.m. March 6th, from 9 a.m. till 12 noon, and again from 1:30 p.m. until 4 p.m. March 9, from 9 a.m. till noon, and from 1:30 p.m. until 4 p.m. March 10th, from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m., and from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. March 11th, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., and from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. March 12th, from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., and again from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. And the last day of the Board of Review, it's March 13th, from 9 a.m. until noon, and again from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. Appointments are available in date order. Scheduling must be done in this manner to accommodate all residents wishing to appear before the March Board of Review. We encourage property owners to contact the assessor's office first if they have questions or they wish to discuss their assessment. If after a conversation with our office they remain in disagreement, we'll make an appointment for them to appear before the March Board of Review. If you wish to appeal in person, contact the assessor's office to make an appointment with the Board of Review. In-person appeals are heard by appointment only. Alternatively, you may appeal via letter. Please submit the following information with your signed letter and any attachments that you may have. 1, the reason for the appeal. 2, any documents you have supporting your reason for the appeal. 3, a copy of your assessment notice, and then contact information including a daytime telephone number, your name, etc. Either an appointment or a letter is required for residential appeals.
So how does Proposal A work?
Let me show you some examples. In this example, the assessed value and the taxable value for 2014 is $200,000. The assessed value for 2015 was increased to $216,000 due to the market. However, the taxable value only increases to $203,200. This increase in taxable value is a result of the increase in the inflation rate multiplier of 1.6%. This example shows that while the assessed value reflects the market, the taxable value only increases by the inflation rate multiplier. The increase in taxable value cannot be appealed by the property owner. A property owner may only appeal the assessed value. The property owner would need to demonstrate that the assessed value is less than the proposed taxable value to realize any tax savings. For example, the values per the assessor: 2015 assessed value, $216,000. 2015 taxable value, $203,200. The values per the Board of Review: 2015 March Board of Review decision, $200,000. The 2015 taxable value, $200,000. The decrease from $216,000 in assessed value to $200,000 in assessed value reduces the taxable value to $200,000. This is because taxable value cannot exceed assessed value.
Thank you, Dan. Supervisor Economo Uresti. We are enclosing an important notice with the mailing of the 2015 assessment notices this year. This notice provides each property owner with information about how their values were calculated and with written examples of the issues that Dan just described for us.
That should be very helpful for residents and property owners.
Lisa, how does an addition to a home affect the assessed value and taxable value?
Basically, 50% of the market value of the addition is added to both the assessed value and the taxable value. For example, in 2014, if a home had an assessed value of $100,000, the assessed value represents 50% of the property's market value. The 2014 taxable value in this instance was also $100,000. Taxable value is a mathematical calculation based on an inflation rate multiplier. There was a market adjustment made to the property, in our example, of $16,000. However, the owner of the property puts an addition on the home having a value of $50,000. 50% of the improvement value is $25,000. That would be added to both the assessed value and the taxable value. In summary, the 2014 assessed value of $100,000 has a market adjustment of $16,000. It is then increased an additional $25,000 for a total assessed value of $141,000. A property having an assessed value of $141,000 represents a home that has a market value of $282,000. The 2014 taxable value of $100,000 increased by the inflation rate multiplier of 1.6%, adding 50% of the improvement value of $25,000. The 2015 taxable value would be $126,600.
And are improvements accessible even if a property owner did not obtain a building permit for the improvement?
Yes, building permits are used as one tool for discovering an improvement that a property owner may have. However, there are other methods of discovery. The appraisers routinely conduct field inspections of properties within the township. It's important that all improvements adding value be properly assessed to provide uniformity and equity among all property taxpayers. Additionally, we are statutorily required to assess all property that's not specifically exempted by taxation.
So when will West Bloomfield property owners receive their notices by?
Assessment notices are in the mail, and we would encourage property owners that have not received their assessment notice by the time they're watching this program to contact the assessor's office.
To summarize, when property owners receive their 2015 assessment notices, they should read and review them as follows. 1. The 2014 and 2015 assessed values and taxable values. 2. Line 5 of the notice for any change of ownership information. 3. Principal residence information. If the property is occupied and is the owner's primary residence, the percentage should be 100%. This year, in addition to reviewing their assessment notice, property owners should also review the insert that is included with the notice. This will provide answers to the most common questions taxpayers often have concerning the differences between taxable and assessed value. How can a resident or property owner contact the assessor's office?
We encourage them to contact our office during normal business hours, which are 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Our phone number is 248-451-4850.
And what information will be available for the property owner's review?
Sales information, assessment record information, and photographs. The assessment information is public information, so property owners can look at their own property as well as other property information. After a review of the records, if the property owner is still not in agreement, they may schedule an appointment at that time to meet with the Board of Review.
And what information should the property owner provide the Board of Review?
The property owner may submit any and all information which they believe affects the value of their property. This includes information that they may have obtained from our records during their review. The assessment staff can assist in providing information, but they cannot assist in the preparation of the appeal. They can ensure that the information is made available for their review. It is important that property owners address the value of their property, not merely state that the taxes are too high. The assessment function is based upon the value of the property.
Mm-hmm. And what information or guidance can you provide regarding appeals to the Board of Review?
When appealing to the March Board of Review, residents and property owners need to demonstrate why their assessments are inaccurate. We often hear from people that feel that their taxes are too high, but that's not something that can be appealed. Likewise, we hear from taxpayers who feel their assessment should reflect the purchase price that they paid for the property. While that may seem logical, assessors are explicitly barred from this practice of setting assessments based on following sales, keeping in mind that in this market many people are still getting bargains on properties known that were bank-owned or in foreclosure. While the assessing office considers all sales, sales of this nature typically may not accurately reflect market conditions. The assessing staff reviews the sales throughout the township and within each individual neighborhood. We're required to establish the usual or the common selling price of all properties. All the information is available to the public, and it's available at our counter in the assessing department. We're required to establish the usual or the common selling price.
How often does the assessing department review records?
Review of the property record cards is perpetual and required by law. Our team inspects properties to review work done in conjunction with the building department each year, but we also visit properties that may have not been visited for a number of years. This enables us to update our township records. We maintain sketches and photos of every home in the township. Records include information about the interior amenities, such as the number of bathrooms and the number and type of built-in appliances. Accuracy in our records is important to establish fair assessments. This is why we review records each year. When no one is home, our appraisers leave a business card on a bright green door hanger that explains the reason for our visit.
What happens when someone doesn't respond to one of these cards?
We are required to update the record with the information we have available, so long as it is reasonable and just. Appraisers will review what information they can and often take new photos. When we're unable to get information from a property owner, we may have to estimate the various features that a property has or the property's characteristics. We encourage property owners to respond to our door hanger when it's left so that we can ensure accuracy to the appraisal record card. The prevailing characteristics of similar homes in the neighborhood help to provide our basis of the estimate.
The Board of Review is independent of the Assessor's Office. They are appointed by the Township Board of Trustees. The Township Board appointed three-member panels with one alternate member. What can a property owner do if they disagree with the decision of the March Board of Review?
If a property owner disagrees with the Board of Review, they may appeal further to the Michigan Tax Tribunal. The information will be supplied on a Board of Review decision letter that will be mailed to them at a later date.
Thank you, Lisa and Dan, for that helpful information. We invite West Bloomfield residents and property owners to contact the Assessor's Office should they have questions about their 2015 assessment notices. I'm Michelle Economou-Uresti, West Bloomfield Township Supervisor. Thank you for watching.